Okay guys, figure I'd just give you a quick shot at the difference between the two rod ends. This one is the high misalignment and this is the one that was in there. Biggest thing that you might be noticing is the way they get the high misalignment is they put a larger ball in the rod end, and then when I rotate them this way they actually have a little bit wider ball width. It's not really the ball itself, but they put these little bosses on there. What that does is it allows the ball, and these are pretty stiff, to get quite a bit of angle. To properly show you this one, I've got to put a bolt in here because the bolt actually is what stops the rod end. So let's just do this, and you can see right there the difference in the amount of angle. And yeah, this is actually one of the bent ones, but so look at the rod head itself. But you can see the difference in misalignment that you can get with the high misalignment versus the standard rod end. It's quite a bit more. So you pretty much have that much movement there. And this guy, you've got a lot of movement. So, alright, well I'm going to throw these in, and I'll take some shots of the suspension going through its range, and we'll take a look at it at the endpoints and see how it's doing. Alright guys, got a bar arm in here along with the rod end, and so what I've done is I've got this length set so that this end is basically bound up down here at the bottom of the suspension. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it up through the range, stop at ride height and check it at ride height, and then I'll take it all the way up and see what it looks like. Alright guys, we're about ride height. I didn't measure it, but I know that the A-arm is pretty close to level at ride height, so you can see we definitely got quite a bit of misalignment in here, but we're nowhere near the end range of this guy. And then down here we're actually not looking too bad. There's movement in the rod end, which is good. So now I'm going to take it all the way up as far as I can go with the bottle jack and see what she looks like. So turns out I thought I had gotten some video up there at the top of the ride height, or top of the suspension travel, but I forgot. So anyway, I did check it up there. It looks pretty good. You start to get pretty close to binding on the rod angles at the full, all the way up on the suspension, but everything still moves free, so that's really good. I actually wound up adjusting the bottom a little bit so it wasn't bound up at full droop, so I actually have pretty good mobility of the rod arm throughout the range of the suspension. So all I can do now is basically show you guys what it looks like after I got it back together, because like I said, I thought I had that video footage, but then I didn't, and as I was assembling the video I realized, oops, I didn't have that, and the truck's already back together. So hey, let's take a look at it. Alright, so might be tough to see with the GoPro here, but let's see if I can squeeze my hand down in there. So we're sitting at ride height. That rod end looks pretty good. It is getting close, but I mean, you still see there's quite a bit of movement. And then that guy down there, he's looking really good. So yeah, like I said, and right now I've actually got this thing back at the desired ride height. Shock is really close to the sweet spot, so I got the preload pretty close. Of course, now that's with me out of it. One of these days I'm going to do a full-on alignment with simulated driver weight, but not today. Okay, so there you have it. So it looks like it's going to work out with a little bit of tweak to the setup, and so yeah, what I'll probably do is just keep an eye on it, and hopefully I can get the truck out and back on the track here. It's a little difficult in Colorado, not as many options for events nearby, so I got to look at the schedule and see when the next track time I can get. Might be the NISRA event down in Pueblo in June, so that's just a couple weeks around the corner. So I just don't know if they've got the full activities that normal NISRA does there, if they've got an autocross and so forth. So anyway guys, thanks for watching, and catch you later.